Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel and another World of Tanks video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a fairly old replay that I've had saved for a while of me driving my E-100. Now I don't want to sugarcoat this. I don't exactly play the greatest in this match, but I turned out with a pretty good result at the end, so I still felt it was worth sharing, and it'll give me a good chance to highlight some of the mistakes that I've made and I still do regularly make, because for some reason I love going to this spot on this map. It is not a good spot. I don't know why I always go here. I just don't know where else to go. But I'm not a huge fan of this map in general. But I was able to get up here and spot that E-100. Unfortunately, shot didn't go in where I wanted it to, but a little bit of spotting, which does kind of help us out later. But you're going to see a lot of misplays in this area. It ends up working out in the end, but yeah, definitely I could have played this better. Like pushing up here, I didn't even see the STB. Thankfully, he derps into the track firing heat because, you know, you gotta have that extra penetration for the side of E-100s. And at this point, I get a little caught up here. The Cranvon is kind of in my way to shoot at the 703. I'm pushing up. I want to take the hit with this STB to... I don't know where that shot went, but I was planning to take the hit from the STB-1 so that I could finish him off, and I do end up taking a hit, but like I said, that first shot, that should have killed him. I don't know where it went. And yeah, the hits are starting to rack up. Take a hit in the side from the 703. Good thing he didn't double shot me. That would have been very painful. And now things are getting a little bit heated here. And the Cranvon kind of blocks me. You can see I start to panic a little bit in this. Not so much that I kind of like start driving around like a chicken with my head chopped off, but I definitely don't maneuver as well as I could. That shot, I think, goes right into the barrel of the dead Cranvon, so a little bit unlucky there. Take a hit from the E-100. And you'll notice that both me and that other E-100 are using the 128mm. That is because I had not unlocked the 150 for my E-100 yet, and I'm not sure about the enemy. He may not have unlocked it yet, or he may just choose to. Because with the E-100 in World of Tanks, you can use either the 128 or the 150. And with the recent buffs, the 128 is actually pretty dang good, especially if you want to go with DPM. I personally use the 150 on mine just because I like the higher alpha damage, and I use the 128 on my mouse. But I might give it a try again with the 128 because I don't think I've ever gotten a result as good as the one from this game using the 150. But being able to hit for 750 alpha is very nice. And we're able to slap one into the M46 Patton. A very good roll there, 600. Not sure the exact alpha on this gun. I'll put it up on the screen if I remember. T95 puts his rear end right in the way of me hitting that Patton again, but no harm, no foul. I bounce off them, not a big deal. Now I'm trying to push up again because I want to support this T95, which I'm able to do. You've noticed I've loaded premium rounds at this point because I want to make sure that I'm damaging these enemy heavies with every shot I take, because this game is pretty close. And this is actually a pretty old replay. I just realized it doesn't have the health points at the top of the screen like you have now, which are very handy to see because it can kind of give you an indication of if your team is actually winning rather than just having the kills represented. And here we have another instance of not the greatest play here. It ends up working out okay because the enemy E-100 has not the greatest aim, but I really should have been side scraping like he is there instead of showing my lower plate. But at that angle, it is, and I believe I was pretty much covered behind the Cranvon wreck. But yeah, I really should have been doing this from the start. But again, like I said, this is good teaching material for people. Trying to find a shot into that E-100 when he turns his turret, just in case he flattens it out enough for me to pen, but he just backs up and gives me a shot into his lower plate. He clearly gets a little frustrated here and starts spamming HE at me. Definitely not the best move on his part because it's not going to do very much damage with a 128 to an E-100. And this may have been prior to the HE changes, but it's not going to change that much. Somehow I managed to unspot him, even though he was very much visible. but he seems uninterested in continuing. And I back up, didn't see that T-34, he sneaks up, plants one into me. Luckily, I think he low rolls a little bit, so we still have plenty of HP left. Not really, because we're very low on health. My microphone was blocking my HP, I thought I had more than that. So I'm a little nervous of this ISU, because that cannon he has will kill us multiple times over with just one shot, so I start playing very defensively here. I gave away way too many of my hit points early on in the match, so I don't really want to give up too many more. Try another shot into the E-100's turret. It shows as a green indicator, but no, not gonna pen. He might have even hit a bump or something at that and raised his turret, I'm not really sure. Something takes a shot at me there. It might have been the T-57 Heavy, but either he's out of ammo or something. I'm able to slap a shot into him. I don't know if he was going after the... Yeah, he was going after the IS-3 too. First time I watched this back, I wasn't sure if maybe he was going for a reload or something. Accidentally blocked the Emil a little bit, but that guy ends up being very handy to have later in the match, so nothing he did wrong there, just kind of me trying to side scrape, not enough room for him to get by. Again, no harm, no foul. And it looks like he's maneuvering to go take out the T-30 while I'm kind of just distracting this E-100 until I notice that Emil kind of slithering up over on the flank there. And I'm not really sure what to do in this situation. I think when I was playing, I was considering going and helping that Emil with the T-30, but had I done that, I very likely would have pulled back and the E-100 would have just followed me. The Emil is sneaky and slips one into me, putting me down to 63 hit points, and that E-100 sees that as the opportunity to come and charge me down, but donks it into my tracks. I back up, I'm holding him. I probably would have gotten him, but the Gorilla finishes him off. My reload likely would have finished before his, and I could have killed him, but hey, I'm not going to complain because I'm not dead and he is. So now we've pulled the scores back. It is 10-9. We're looking okay, but most of our tanks that we have remaining are pretty low on hit points. So even though this is a tier 8 Emil, I am kind of a little careful. I think if I had still had APCR, I probably could have killed him through the turret. But yeah, I'm not going to risk it because all he has to do is get lucky once and I'm dead. So I'm kind of just positioning up the side scrape against him. But I believe he kind of makes the decision of, you know, maybe engaging an angled E-100 isn't a good idea. Very narrowly avoid the artillery. Although I didn't really avoid it, I just got lucky and missed. And I think the Emil goes for a reload. Now the timer is popping up on the screen, which means only 2 minutes remaining. Luckily for us, that is good because we are the defending team, so even if we run the timer down, we will still win. Get a little lucky there, the Emil plants one into my tracks, but it is a tier 8, so at the very least, he probably wouldn't have penned regardless at that angle. All I was really doing, though, was kind of distracting him for the Emil, so the Emil gets around behind him and plants one into him. I think I was trying to send that guy a thank you message there, and I wasn't really paying attention to where I was driving, which is why I ended up where I was. But regardless, he's watching that road over there. I'm watching this corner in case that Gorilla or the, what's left of the STRV pops up. But pretty much we're just waiting for the clock to run out. I'm not going to go rushing out on 60 health and get shot by either of those TDs and risk it. As Jingle says in his videos, we don't need to win any harder than we already are. So get kind of lucky there. The STRV looks like he donks one into my upper plate. And I see the Gorilla. I think I had loaded HE in case that Gorilla came around the corner. And of course, I go into the hull instead of the turret of the Gorilla, so I don't kill him. But I believe either our Gorilla or it looks like the standard B finishes him off. And that means only the STRV is left with 30 seconds. Absolutely no way he's going to win this. Looks like I swapped back to reloading regular AP to deal with this guy. And I was kind of just waiting. Hey, if he's going to shoot into my tracks and give me a free shot, I'll take some extra damage. And once again, going back to the side scrape, there's pretty much no way he's ever going to pen me through that side. Maybe with HE he could kill me, but even then, I doubt it. The standard B gets a little greedy there, rushes in, gets shotgunned by the STRV, and I finish him off. 2 kills and 6,000 damage done, 6,500 blocked. Not sure if I have the results saved for this, but I'll pop them up on the screen right now if I do. But if not, and you want to see some more E-100 related content, go check out my main channel, ConeOfArc, right now, because same day as this video is released, I should be releasing a video on the history of the E-100 project. So go check that out, and if not, I'll see you back here probably next week for another World of Tanks replay. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you then.